I don't think people really understand what they're up against when they get into regenerative farming for profit or as a business. I can even admit I really wasn't 100% aware until I started doing some research, right? And really, what it boils down to is whatever you're going to grow in your farm, you need to be willing to eat that and need to be willing to butcher it, put it in your stores, put it in your freezer, put it in, can it, do whatever you're going to. You need to be the person primarily that's going to consume this, or you need to have family who's primarily going to consume this or something of that nature. And it needs to be something that you want to do because you want to spend your time doing it, not because you think you're going to make any profit from it. Because when you think about the cost difference between what you're putting out and what the big box people are going to put out, there has to already be that call on that person to say, hey, I want to make a point to buy regeneratively strictly because the economy is not that good. And I'm sorry to say, buying a $20 chicken is kind of ridiculous. And that's why my emphasis is always on mitigating your debt, because a lot of times when you're raising your prices or you're setting your prices, you're setting them at that certain price point because you need to be able to pay on your bills and you need to be able to pay all of your debts off. And then you want to make a little profit at the end of the day. And those things add up over time. But if you go ahead and pay off your equipment and you make sure that the only thing that you're paying for is your time and the cost to actually raise that animal, being like feed or mineral or anything like that, you can reduce that cost significantly. But the unfortunate reality is you're fighting a losing battle. They're constantly using their scale and shortcuts to make things cheaper. Even though the quality may be less, it's still cheaper and it's still going to fill their stomachs, versus you're doing all the things the right way, but the right way is the most expensive way. All that to say, if I had any advice from what I just learned, if you're not going to eat 50 chickens a year, don't raise 50 chickens. If you're not going to eat 2 or 3 lambs a year, don't raise those lambs. Like, make sure you're only messing with and owning things that you're actively going to use. And then from that abundance of you, hey, we've got enough that we need. If anybody else wants it, we'll sell it. Then that's kind of what you go for. Prime example, my mom raises bees, as I've stated multiple times. She raised bees out of a hobby, which then turned into her wanting to use honey more because honey was getting too expensive. She decided she was going to go get some bees. She went and got those bees, and then now she pulls from her hive however much honey she's going to use for the year. And then when she pulls that, whatever else is left, she tries to sell. If she doesn't sell it, it goes in the storage because it doesn't go bad. And at the same time, she's helping with the pollinator population in the area. She's helping making sure that there are bees on the planet and they are strong and they're healthy and they're able to have a place to stay and do their business. So make sure whatever you raise, you're raising for your family, and whatever's left or whatever's in abundance from there, and you build a market, that's who you sell to.